steals livelihoods from people by rewiring the brain. And so how do we get a durable therapy? How do we get something that will help for the worst of the worst? Specifically, in my lab, we are trying to understand fundamental mechanisms of pain in the brain, right? But specifically partnering with folks like Ed, who have gone through every available drug, every available device, stimulation, injection, you name it, and has been failed by that. So we are performing really a first-in-human brain mapping study using invasive electrodes that go into 10 different holes in the skull. And of course, can't do this alone, so we rely on collaboration with Dr. Chang, who expertly does this for epilepsy. And you've heard today about deep brain stimulation for epilepsy and Parkinson's disease and even depression. Did you know that the very first electrodes that were inserted in a human's brain for treating some kind of disorder was in 1960 in France? It was for schizophrenia and chronic pain. And to this day, 65 years later, we still don't know where to stimulate or how to stimulate to relieve pain for each person. You know, it's not only because every brain is so different, right? But really, everyone's pain is so different. So in this trial, folks who have had pain for at least 2 years, and literally it's last resort therapy, enroll, and for 10 days in the hospital, we stimulate every contact that we think might reasonably reduce their pain. It's very labor intensive, yeah, it's brute force, but these patients, these partners, literally lie at the interface of basic science and unmet human need. So Ed, as he'll tell you his experience, was one of our participants in this trial and underwent this very rigorous study, sham-controlled, double-blinded, for 10 days. If patients receive 50% benefit or more, that is, if they get really significant relief during the trial, then these wires come out, no matter what, and they get implanted with the next-gen device. This deep brain stimulator device is quite novel. We're developing technology that can not only stimulate, but record, like a microphone, actually read brain signals out in real time from the brain, stream them from the device to a tablet to the cloud. Then we can use AI algorithms in real time or offline to process these signals and try to understand what's happening in Ed's brain when he's experiencing pain. The goal, which we've been able to achieve, and hopefully will be published soon, is to take those signals and feed them back to stimulate on demand, like a pain thermostat. So, what does it look like when we're in the hospital? All right. I would say honestly, my favorite experience over the past 8 years since I've joined UCSF has been being in the hospital room with folks like you, Ed. And here's just a taste of what it looks like when we're on the front line of scientific discovery, not knowing what we might find.
They both dropped to zero.
Yeah.
Both dropped to zero.
To zero?
Yeah.
You don't feel pain right now?
Don't feel nothing. I feel my feet.
Yeah.
Like I can, but
yeah,
the pain's gone. Pain's done.
You're not kidding me.
I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
I'm not kidding. It dropped. I mean, it's barely poking at a 1 on both of them.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How often does this happen?
Not very often. Not very often at all. It's usually the way other way around.
yeah, got it.
Yeah. Sounds pretty cool.
So I've been told that I have a placebo effect when I talk to them. Rest assured, we repeated this in a blinded way, okay, with sham control. But this was so robust and rigorous. We followed up on a report that we had in the New York Times in 2023, and Ed and I were invited to Capitol Hill to actually talk about this work and this groundbreaking, really these insights that we've had, and express how important it is to fund this kind of research, because it really impacts real human lives, right? Behind the data, there are actual patients. Ed and I also had the honor of being featured in a CNN documentary with Sanjay Gupta, so you can look up, that actually on HBO Max, I think, or on CNN, if you want more. And there's this great cover story in Science Times that features Ed. So without further ado, I want you to meet Ed Mowery and really understand there is an option, or there's a hope for folks to go from being down and out to rocking out.